Welcome to the evolution of Gog and Magog, from ancient texts to modern theories. If you're intrigued by historical mysteries and curious about their relevance today, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated on our journey through time and knowledge. Join us, and let's explore the enigma of Gog and Magog together. Gog and Magog is a narrative that transcends time and space. This intriguing story, found in various forms across diverse cultural and religious traditions, has undergone a profound evolution. From its biblical origins to its modern interpretations and geopolitical theories, Gog and Magog has played a multifaceted role in shaping our understanding of the world. In this video, we embark on a journey through history, theology, and geopolitics to trace the evolution of this enigmatic narrative. The terms Gog and Magog are mentioned in the book of Ezekiel in the Hebrew Bible. They are often interpreted as representing the enemies of God and His people. Over time, the interpretation of Gog and Magog has evolved, and they have been used to represent a wide range of enemies, from literal nations to abstract concepts. The Book of Ezekiel. In the Book of Ezekiel, Gog and Magog are mentioned in chapters 38 and 39. Ezekiel prophesies that Gog will lead a coalition of nations against Israel. God will then intervene and defeat Gog and his armies. The identity of Gog and Magog is debated. Some scholars believe that they are literal nations, while others believe that they are symbolic of evil. The term Gog is sometimes used as a generic term for enemy nations. The term Magog is sometimes used to refer to a specific region in the north, such as the land of the Scythians. Early interpretations. The earliest interpretations of Gog and Magog saw them as literal nations. The Roman historian Josephus, for example, identified Gog with the Scythians and Magog with the Goths. In the Middle Ages, Gog and Magog were often seen as symbolic of the forces of evil. They were sometimes identified with the Antichrist or the forces of Islam. Modern interpretations. In modern times, there has been a growing interest in the political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog. Some scholars have argued that Gog and Magog represent the enemies of global order. They have pointed to the fact that Gog and Magog are often associated with chaos and destruction. Other scholars have argued that Gog and Magog represent the enemies of a particular ideology or political system. For example, some scholars have argued that Gog and Magog represent the enemies of communism. They have pointed to the fact that the Book of Ezekiel was written during a time when the Israelites were under threat from the Babylonian Empire. The political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog are often used to justify violence and oppression. For example, some scholars have argued that the United States is justified in invading other countries in order to defeat Gog and Magog. The earliest interpretations of Gog and Magog were based on the literal meaning of the text. However, as the world became more complex, and new threats and challenges emerged, so too did new interpretations of Gog and Magog. The political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog are often used to justify violence and oppression. It is important to be aware of this, and to use the term in a way that promotes peace and understanding. The meaning of Gog and Magog is likely to continue to evolve in the years to come. As new threats and challenges emerge, so too will new interpretations of Gog and Magog. It is important to remember that the terms Gog and Magog are not inherently evil. They are simply names that have been used to represent a wide range of enemies, from literal nations to abstract concepts. The meaning of Gog and Magog is ultimately up to the interpretation of the individual or group using the term. It is also important to remember that the Book of Ezekiel is a complex and challenging text. It can be interpreted in many different ways. The political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog are just one way of interpreting this text. It is important to be aware of the different interpretations of Gog and Magog, and to use the text in a way that promotes peace and understanding. Here are some specific examples of modern interpretations of Gog and Magog. The Cold War. During the Cold War, the Soviet Union was often seen as Gog and Magog. The United States and its allies saw the Soviet Union as the enemy of global order and the embodiment of evil. The War on Terror. After the September 11th attacks, some people began to see radical Islam as Gog and Magog. They saw radical Islam as the enemy of global order and the embodiment of evil. The New World Order. Some people believe that the New World Order is a conspiracy to establish a one-world government. They believe that the New World Order is the embodiment of Gog and Magog. The political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog are a reminder of the power of language. Words can be used to justify violence and oppression, or they can be used to promote peace and cooperation. It is important to be aware of the different ways that Gog and Magog can be interpreted, and to use them in a way that promotes peace and understanding. The evolution of the interpretation of Gog and Magog is a reflection of the changing political and ideological landscape. As new threats and challenges emerge, so too do new interpretations of Gog and Magog. The meaning of Gog and Magog is likely to continue to evolve in the years to come. Conclusion. The interpretation of Gog and Magog has evolved over time. They have been seen as literal nations, symbolic of evil, and enemies of global order. The political and ideological interpretations of Gog and Magog are often used to justify violence and oppression. It is important to be aware of the different interpretations of Gog and Magog when considering their meaning. Thank you for joining us on this fascinating journey through the evolution of Gog and Magog. If you enjoyed this exploration of ancient texts and modern theories, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, so you never miss out on more intriguing content. Your support helps us continue delving into captivating historical mysteries like this one.